After your delivery by vaginal or cesarean birth, a really important exercise is to simply use your breath to become more aware of how to relax and release tension in your pelvic floor before you start to try to exercise it, and definitely before you want to try having sex or anything that's going to require you to release and open the area. So we're going to go through a simple breathing sequence to get your brain releasing and relaxing around the pelvis. Lie on your back, somewhere comfortable and warm. Have your knees bent. That slightly tips everything up in the air and makes it easier to feel where your pelvic floor muscles are. But start with your attention on your breath. So bring your hand onto your chest and become aware of your natural rhythm of breathing. You have an internal body clock that makes you breathe in and out without you even thinking about it. And this children's toy just shows the movement of your lungs. Gently in and out. Something you do all day and you don't know you're doing. But if you want to, you can make that bigger. So imagine you've got a party candle and you want to blow it out. So try taking a really deep breath in. Feel your lungs get really big and then blow that air out. Feel your lungs get small and then go back to your normal breathing for 2 or 3 breaths. And then again, a really deep breath in and notice how your chest hand lifts towards the ceiling and then it just drops into your rib cage. And then normal breaths. And we call it 360-degree breathing, where you become more conscious that the chest moves up and down. Can you feel it moving into your back?
Yeah.
Air comes up towards your ears. And really important, as the lungs move, they deflect pressure down towards your belly. Now, because of the movement of the diaphragm, your belly moves. So if you now draw your attention to your middle hand, Clio, and think of breathing in and out, look at your belly going up and down.
I really need to focus on
Do you
that,
have to think about
yeah.
it? Some people it comes really naturally. Other people only breathe up high and they have to connect to your belly. Yeah. So on purpose, breathe normally, 2 or 3 breaths, just becoming conscious that there is movement. And then show your brain that there's more by taking a really deep breath in, letting the hand rise, and then as you breathe out, letting it drop. And some people may need to spend quite a bit of time tuning into this movement in the middle. If you had a cesarean, you may find you've been holding back from letting the belly move fully. So letting the belly move up and down, and then every 2 or 3 breaths, take a really big one in, and then drop it out, and then back to normal breathing. And it's a lovely way to start connecting to the belly. And then everybody, even if you had a cesarean birth, you want to connect to underneath. And the clever bit here is think about what the bottom of the belly movement does. This hand here, if I put your top hand now below, that's your pelvic floor. Under here. And many people don't know that their pelvic floor moves when they breathe.
No.
Or that it should move when it breathes.
Yeah.
And there's a real danger that you might have been accidentally gripping because you're a bit sore or because you're anxious about a cut or a tear. But if you grip here, you can't move properly higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you're gripping on your tummy, you can't move properly underneath. So you don't feel you've got to force it or push it. I say don't get in your own way. And sometimes it's about doing a bit less, not more. And just letting that breath come all the way down through your body and down underneath. And letting your breath flow right through your whole person.
And it's so rare, isn't it, that we take the time to actually relax and let go.
Yeah.
Particularly when you're a mum, if that's a new mum or a not so new mum.
Yeah.
And you're carrying a lot of tension, a lot of things in the mind.
Exactly.
You know, quite often we're all Breathing
up the
up
top.
here, yeah.
So great times to do this would be when you've got up in the night and you've gone back to bed and you maybe can't get back to sleep so quick yourself. Lie and do 3 breaths or so on your top hand, 3 breaths in the middle, and then 3 breaths where you're really thinking about releasing around the vagina opening and the back passage, which is where your pelvic floor muscles are. You could also use, once you've got your feeding established, just sitting and being conscious of not gripping your bottom, releasing the tension, and being conscious of your pelvic floor when you're sitting. And a lovely time as well is in a bath. It's warm, it's clean, it's private. Just rest back and be aware of movement through your whole body.
I'm so relaxed I'm falling asleep.
And if accepting sexual activity and touch is an issue for you, maybe then moving on to turning the feet towards each other and letting the knees open out like a butterfly stretch. So opening out into a little bit more of a vulnerable position, maybe with your clothes on, but now letting that breath go right down and through your body. And psychologically accepting that little bit of exposure to the world again, starting to think of your body as a sexual, intimate part of you, not just a practical thing. And letting that breath have a little bit more meaning for you. Can be a little bit overwhelming. You might not want to do it for very long, just for 20-30 seconds at a time, then close your knees in, let your body feel safe again, do some breaths here. And then when you're ready, let your knees drop open and let that breath go into that slightly bigger, more vulnerable space.
Such a simple thing to do, but I think very few of us would actually come to that on our own. So it's a really, really helpful exercise, I think.
And sometimes it's just good to go backwards before you try to go too far forwards.
Thank you.